live above the Seaport and brought to you by Chase. Jalen, who joins us on the program right now?
One of the best basketball minds in the NBA and the newest head coach of the Boston Celtics, Ime Udoka, is joining Jalen and Jacoby. Thank you very much for joining the show.
I appreciate you guys for having me. Giving me too much praise right there, but you've been pushing for me for a long time, so appreciate it. I had to go get one for you. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. What are you most excited about coaching this group of Boston Celtics?
Obviously, the roster is the first thing you look at. You know, we got a 23 and 24-year-old, two young superstars on the wings, but the team overall in general, Jason, Jalen, it goes without saying what they've been able to accomplish, but just in general, having Marcus and the additions we made this offseason. But more so than that, the organization in general, the standard, the expectations, the pressure of winning. You know, for a first-time coach, you don't always get that. So that's what I'm looking forward to, not a rebuild, something to come in and win and have those expectations on my shoulder.
I'm glad you brought up expectations, because we have a saying that success is a function of realistic expectations, and it kind of felt like the Celtics didn't perform up to expectations last year. What areas do you think they most need to improve next season?
I would say an overall team concept in general. You know, we have very good individual players that score at an elite level, but if we can get that team concept down, I think that'll help us tremendously. Getting back to the defensive mindset as well. You know, you got Marcus Smart, who's a pit bull at the point guard. We added Josh Richardson, Dennis Schroeder, bringing Al Horford back in the mix, and this Cantor, and so we feel like we can be a much better defensive team as well. So those two areas are something simple to touch on, as well as the growth of Jalen and Jason in their young stage so far.
I love what you guys are doing with your squad. You got more versatile, you got faster. Like, I think you guys are going to be windshield wiper up and down the floor, getting stops, getting out in transition, giving teams problems.
Yeah, we have multiple handlers, multiple playmakers, and that's the area we need to see growth with Jalen and Jason. It's not just, you know, scoring the basketball. It's those guys initiating offense and being better playmakers. That's the next step in their evolution. So, like you said, many guys can bring it, whether it's Al even pushing it on the break. We got guards bigs that can pass the ball, handle the ball, and do different things. So, have a lot of versatility with our lineups. You know, Dennis Schroeder and some other guys that can make plays. And so, like you said, I think we'll be a team that can get up and down. We can play big ball, small ball in a lot of different ways.
Well, last year you happened to be an assistant coach with the Brooklyn Nets, and now you are at the top of the Eastern Conference with the Brooklyn Nets. I know they're a little extra motivated to play against you. I saw Kevin Durant trash talking you this summer. What secrets do you have? How are you going to approach playing the Big Three in Brooklyn?
That's a tough task, no matter, you know, who you have defensively, and I feel we do have a great team. Those are three of the top probably 5 scorers in the league. Top 10 players in the league, so it's a tough task regardless. But, you know, with Kevin, we'll try to get a little PJ Tucker-ish there and try to be physical with him. That's the main thing you can do with him in general, but it's a tough task. We'll have our hands full, but on the other end, they got to guard us as well, so we'll try to put him in some situations to hurt him as well.
What is it like to be in a relationship with the legendary Nia Long?
Like I said, basketball's the easy part. Off the court has been more difficult in general. You know, balancing all that, you know, I'm not the Hollywood type. I'm pretty low key, and you know, basketball is what I've always done. I know you guys go back to your Michigan roots. She has family in Detroit, so I know you guys cross paths coming up and back in the day. But you know, I'll leave that to all the fans and everybody else's imagination. I'll just try to balance home life and basketball and leave it at that.
Well, just so you know, y'all first game, she gonna be trending. It's going to be like you, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Nia Long. Y'all all going to be trending. Y'all all going to be trending. And y'all going to be winning by 20 at the same time. So you're going to be happy that game.
Well, we're at the Garden, so hopefully that's the case. We're back in New York, so let's do it.
So you recently mentioned in an interview that you wanted Jason and Jalen to be more playmakers. What exactly do you mean by that? How do you expect their games to change?
You know, just like I said, they're going to have the ball in their hands a ton. They scored a lot individually last year. It felt like at times it was your turn, my turn. And we have a lot of good young talent on the floor, a lot of playmakers around them. And we like them to initiate offense, whether it's, you know, not just looking to score the basketball. Jason took that role with the Olympics this year. And you know, he came off the bench, something he's probably never done. And he had great games, second leading scorer behind Kevin, but he was also a playmaker as well. And Pop is going to preach that. So, that's something that he saw a little bit this summer and something he can continue to grow on.
Well, watching the success of Tyronn Lue, Monty Williams, I'm really rooting for Chauncey Billups. I'm really rooting for you. I know you guys are going to do an amazing job. Congratulations. This is your home floor. Feel free to come join us and kick it anytime.
Appreciate you guys for having me. I look forward to it as well. I've talked to all those guys, and we're all looking forward to our opportunities. So we got it now. Let's go do something with it.
Great. Thank you so much. We'll be back with much more.
I'm frustrated at getting hit too much.
I want to be able to be involved because at the end of the day, it's your legacy. It's the guys you get to go into the huddle with. Those guys you got to trust.
At the end of the day, man, you want to win, you know.
He's Jalen Rose. I'm David Jacoby. We are Jalen and Jacoby. What exactly is it that we
do? What they want.
We have some sound from Kyle Shanahan about the quarterback position for the 49ers, and you will not believe who Oscar Robertson says last year's MVP should have been. But we start with some new words from the man you just saw, head quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks, Russell Wilson. Here is what he had to say about his approach to this season. And I quote, "I feel better than ever, and I've been training like crazy. I've been working my tail off. My mind's more clear than ever. Shane and I have been studying like crazy. The guys have looked great. They look tremendous, ready to play. And so we feel very confident in what we can do, and I feel more confident in myself more than ever." Jalen Anthony Rose, it seems like it was just a couple months ago that this man had a list of teams that he wanted to be traded to. What do you think about him,
It was
his
all
belief in his
good.
teammates, and his confidence in himself?
Just a week ago, I'm pretty sure he's happy they re-signed Jamal Adams. Game-changing safety, by the way. One of the best in the game. And also, Russell has weapons offensively, Jacoby. Like, they put up major numbers to start last season. People overlooked that because their defense was so historically bad. And that guy right there out of the backfield, Chris Carson, is a gentleman I want to highlight. A 3-down back that can run between the tackles. He's going to be a game changer when he's healthy. We know about him throwing the deep ball to Metcalf and to Lockett. We know that Russ is arguably the best at doing so. Pete Carroll has a terrific offensive system. They'll be great. The key is, can they protect him? Will they invest in the offensive line? That has been the issue. He has been sacked more than any quarterback and or hit since he's been in the NFL. That has been something that they need to address, that they truly haven't addressed these last couple of seasons.
When you look at the numbers of the pressures and the hits and everything that he has done over the course of his career, it is understandable that he would want a little more protection back there. They do have a new offensive coordinator, Shane Waldron, from the Rams, but look at the sacks. Most hits taken, second most in the last 9 seasons. 1,000 hits, Jalen, and he scrambled 430 times. That is truly what they need to address. You did mention all the weapons they have, and that will help. You also mentioned that historically bad defense that got better towards the end of the year and should be better this year. But Jalen, when I look at this situation, it looks like an Aaron Rodgers situation to me. It looks like this could be the last year of our relationship. I'm going to come out and give it a try. This will be make or break. They unceremoniously lost to the Rams. Do you agree that this could be his last year in Seattle?
I definitely agree, but you just mentioned the latter that makes this so interesting. It's not only that they lost in the playoffs to the Rams, it's how they lost, in particular to a backup quarterback. That right there, and by the way, that same Rams team, they got off of Jared Goff right after that season because they won with a backup quarterback. They realized they got Aaron Donald, they got Jalen Ramsey. We can win without this guy, and they traded him to my Lions and upgraded that position with Matthew Stafford.
I love that you're like, yeah, they got off of that quarterback, and he is now your starting quarterback in Detroit, Michigan. We have an update on a quarterback competition in the Bay Area for the 49ers. Here's what Kyle Shanahan, always interesting, had to say about naming his QB1.
What do you gain by not naming a starting quarterback at this time?
I look at more as what do you gain by naming it? there would be one reason I can think of by naming it that would help, and it'd be to end those questions. I know you guys want an answer and stuff, which is fine. I get the suspense of it, but I'm not just going to answer it to end your guys' suspense. So,
Suspense is great. Keep going.
Oh, you're welcome. Hey, I'll try to get you more clicks.
Jalen, I think I agree with Kyle Shanahan. I think I agree with him. Jimmy G has started the first 2 preseason games. He'll likely be the starter. He's like, but why would I tell you why not make the week 1 opponent, the Lions, prepare for both Trey Lance and Jimmy Garoppolo?
We know Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be the starting quarterback, and uniquely what the Rams and the 49ers have recently done with their quarterbacks are things we don't normally see in the history of the NFL. Lead a team to the Super Bowl, yet have no staying power at that position. Jimmy G missed a huge throw. Jared Goff struggled in the Super Bowl. So now both of their head coaches, who are considered 2 of the best offensive minds in the game, can say, we have a complete football team. We have D Ford on defense. We have Nick Bosa on defense. Like, in theory, that's what drives this team. And you know how much I like my guy Mostert in the backfield for the 49ers. But either way, they still have to find ways to get production at that position. So they decided to draft high, and they did it with Lance. He's going to be their quarterback of the future. There's no secret. Aaron Rodgers was even on the phone trying to get to the 49ers. This is almost a turnkey situation. But now that you draft Lance, Jimmy G's playing for his value. Be a classic veteran. Go out there, be productive. So you hope when you move on for the 49ers, it could be to be a QB1 somewhere else.
This does kind of remind me of the Mac Jones and Cam Newton situation as well. That we have an incumbent rookie who will eventually be the starting quarterback for the franchise, but the veterans that they have in place have experience and they have an opportunity to win games for the team and keep their job. And we know the 49ers are going to win week 1 because they're playing the Lions. So, like, that's right there, that's a guarantee. It's a really great way to start the season. But one thing that I think he's not naming his starting quarterback because we have to remember Kyle Shanahan's life philosophy. What was that again? Kathy?
I can't guarantee that anybody in the world will be alive Sunday.
Why name a starting quarterback under these circumstances when you can't guarantee that we will even be alive when the football season starts? What's the point of naming a starting quarterback? Jalen, let's turn our attention to the National Basketball Association, one of the best to ever do it. One of your favorite players, the big O, Oscar Robertson. He got a lot of triple-doubles in his day, and he said that Russell Westbrook got so many triple-doubles, did not get enough respect, and he should have been the MVP last year. Who do you think should have been the MVP? Do you agree with Big O?
I honor anything that Big O says like it's gospel. So I'm going to bow down and pay homage to the legend. Usually who wins MVP is a reflection of their team in the rankings. Like Steph Curry, I had him 3rd or 4th in the MVP race, and they didn't make the playoffs. You're not getting much higher than that, regardless of your terrific individual season. When Russ did win MVP the year he averaged a triple-double for the first time, they were 6th in the Western Conference, and he still got it. So when you're putting up a triple-double, this is nothing to be taken for granted. I know a lot of people watch the game and feel like, oh, okay, Russ is going to get a triple-double, take it for granted. Don't take this for granted. He's supersizing these triple-doubles. This is a level of history that we probably will not see. An athletic guy that's a primary ball handler that can lead a team in rebounds and assists, but also score the basketball. He's led this league in scoring before, has Russell Westbrook. So I understand what the Big O is saying. Don't take this for granted.
I agree with you. One thing I really want to agree with you about is the supersized triple-doubles. Like, he's not barely getting these triple-doubles. We're talking like 15 assists, 14 rebounds, 25 points. What he did at the end of the season for the Wizards was it was a great run. It was an amazing run at the end of the season last year. One of the reasons that the play-in tournament should stay. I agree with Big O. He does not get enough respect. He does get overlooked. He does deserve to be celebrated. However, he's not the MVP. We know he's not the MVP. I mean, he's not. Maybe number 5, number 6, if I had a vote. But he's not the MVP. But Oscar Robertson is one of the best to do it, and he is upping the value of the triple-double. I see what he's doing. He's upping the value of the triple-double because he has so many in his career. Jalen, sometimes you say things on this program. It's like you predict the future. We call it broken news here, J&J.
To everyone else, it's breaking news. To Jalen and Jacoby listeners, it's broken news.
Jalen, previously you had this update on Imani Bates' college career.
I believe Imani Bates will also commit to Memphis. I believe Imani Bates will also commit to Memphis.
So Jalen, turns out that was some broken news that you had weeks before the rest of the world did. What do you think about Imani Bates and Jalen Duren and others committing to Memphis?
Congratulations to Imani and his family. Congratulations to Penny Hardaway's putting together a terrific coaching staff, adding Larry Brown, adding Rasheed Wallace. He's previously had the #1 class before. He's clearly working on trying to do that again. And Imani Bates is an amazing prospect. And I don't like to compare players, but see Kevin Durant. That's who he reminds me of, Jacoby. When you're named the #1 player in the country as a sophomore, there's a reason. Like, he's a fantastic performer. He can shoot the three. You see him high flying. He's going to have the ability to guard multiple positions. He has amazing confidence. And again, the opportunity to play for Penny and go to Memphis is going to be great for him. It's going to be great for collegiate basketball. And it's one of those things, to be honest with you, I didn't like being the first to say that nationally, because I wanted him to be able to celebrate his moment. And I saw a few of his posts when he was going back and forth with different teams like Oregon and Michigan State and things of that nature. And I'm glad he got a chance to enjoy the process. I took a few visits during my collegiate process before I ended up signing to Michigan. So I'm happy for him. I'm happy for his family. And they gonna ball next year. Hey, dog, they gonna ball next year. You ready for this? You ready for this? Michigan versus Memphis in the NCAA championship next year.
Well,
so
Jalen,
get your ticket ready. We gonna be there, family.
One thing that's very important for this Memphis team is this is not just Jalen Duren and Imani Bates. They have 5 highly touted freshmen, 4 of the top 100, 1 4-star center. They've got their own little, dare I say it, Fab 5 freshmen in Memphis. Congratulations to the Memphis program. Look forward to watching them in a ton of nationally televised games. Jalen, who is joining us next on the program?
Ime Udoka, the new head coach of the Boston Celtics, a former teammate of mine that's going to do a terrific job. See Tyronn Lue coming up next.
Jalen and Jacoby.